this is just a simple case of a team just writing them off. Like they were at the free throw line, I believe, with like 50 something seconds left in the game. Donovan Mitchell was in the crowd, hyping it up, like, yeah, the game was over. That's why they fell asleep. Nesmith got that tip dunk at the free throw line. That's why he ended up under Nesmith like this, back all broke like this, because he busy. he busy in the crowd.
They say he's the most overrated. They lied. He's the most hated. They said he's the most overrated. They lied. He's the most understated. They said he's the most overrated. If you ask me, he's the greatest, other than Magic. But I need y'all to all give my man Hallie his respect. Right, Chill?
I didn't hear what you said, Ron. I'm sorry.
He had a poem written for Haliburton.
He had a what? A poem written for Haliburton?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
What, you want me to redo the whole thing?
I didn't hear you.
The chat heard me.
I didn't hear you.
Basically, is he still overrated?
Well, first of all, where do you have him rated? That's the $1 million question. First of all, Joe, what up, brother? I apologize.
What's up,
I kind of like ran in the door and I'm trying to take my coat off and I didn't even know we had company. Hey, Mars. So it depends. It depends on where you have him rated, Ron. So where do you have Haliburton rated? Is he the best league guard in the game?
After last night?
No, not after last night, Ron. Okay, we're not doing that. That's what we're not doing.
Why can't we do that?
No.
Yeah, he could just say he's seen new information.
No, Mars. After the Magic series.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
After the Magic series,
okay, so
all of a sudden, hey, Jason Tatum played better than everybody in the first round. Now he can move up the totem pole, right?
I love that. You know why I love that? The reason why I love that is because when we see other stuff, now he gets to move down. So this is a day-by-day thing. Okay, so with that being said,
it's a series-by-series thing.
No, we're not doing that.
What you mean, no?
Because it sounds like it's a game-by-game. That's what it sounds like. But okay.
It sounds like he's seen new information. That's what it sounds
like. Okay, so if he's seen new information, all right, so Luka has to move down. SGA hasn't been great in these playoffs.
Keep going.
Has Hallie been better than SGA in these playoffs, Ron? That's a yes or no question. Very direct question, Ron. Has he been better than him in these playoffs?
Game winners, all of that good stuff. Two of them,
100%.
Have they lost?
Yeah, they lost game 3 or something to the Bucks.
Oh, so they got the same record as the Thunder.
Rolling through the playoffs.
Same record as the Thunder.
Rolling through the playoffs.
I'm leading the playoffs in assist.
100%.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah, you should be.
Best assist to turnover ratio in the playoffs. Nobody else is doing that but you. That includes Joker. Okay. And also you're a pretty efficient bucket getter too. Unlike Shea.
Yeah.
Unlike Shea. Shea has not been as efficient as you would like him to be. Is that fair?
That's beyond fair.
Okay. So all right. So now we got the same record in the playoffs. Right? We got the same record in the playoffs. I got a better assist to turnover ratio than you. I've been scoring the basketball at a more efficient rate than you, right?
Yeah,
we're in the same round. All right, I know you're going to win the league MVP, and you've been awesome all season. Probably better than me, not probably better than me all year. But we're going off new information, which is right now. Say it, Ron.
You know what?
Say it, Ron.
What? All right, I'm about to say it because I seen somebody get cooked to a crisp yesterday, and I refuse to jump in that deep dish. I refuse to jump in that burner. So you know what I'm gonna say?
This is entrapment.
You know what I'm gonna say?
Don't do it.
I'm gonna lead the West Coast out of this. We're the best in the East.
No,
we the best in the East.
No, don't do that, Ron.
We the best in the East.
This is nasty. The reason why this is nasty because, Ron, you're not sitting on the fence. You on the other side of the fence, but you still on the fence. You haven't jumped on the ground yet. Ron, get off the gate. Get off the fence, Ron.
Why can't he say best in the East?
Peer pressure is a thing, man.
Yeah, he said best in the East. That means he better than Brunson. He better than Dame. He better than Garland.
He better than Giannis.
Trey.
Hey, man, Giannis just got packed up.
He better than all of them. He the best. Are you the best player in the East or the best point guard in the East, huh?
Sound like the best player.
Better
than Jason Tatum, better than Jalen Brunson.
Hey, we the best in the East.
Better than Donovan Mitchell. He's a better player than Donovan Mitchell.
I mean, you seen Donovan get cooked last night.
Yes, sir. Even though
my best player better than your best player. That's 2-0.
Even though, oh my God! Every time I say that, right? Every time I say that, and I believe it because I do have legit logic behind it, right?
Me too.
I do have legit logic behind it, and you do too. But last
Thank
night,
you, Chill. Appreciate
last night, those last 47 seconds was not my best player is better than your best player. That was not that.
No, that was
wasn't
Ty
Ali
Jerome
being
selling
better.
the game.
It wasn't Ali being better than your best player. It wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
So
Mars.
Haliburton drawing that foul on Donovan Mitchell.
Should have been a foul. Number one.
Which wasn't a foul?
Donovan Mitchell got some favorable calls.
Okay,
yeah, I don't think it was a foul pass.
Two wrongs don't make a right. Number one.
But the damn show make us even. But it damn show makes us even. No doubt about that.
Number two, there ain't no way in hell that Haliburton should have gotten that shot off the way that he got it off, as cleanly as he got it off, without a little bit of assistance from a man, Ty Jerome.
Okay.
You take Ty Jerome out of this equation.
That's cool.
You're not
Shot
talking all
creation,
this shit today.
That's cool. Shot creation.
I mean, come on.
You know what?
It's a shot put.
Ron, you know what I'm going to do right
He created the shot. He created the separation. He got the shot off and cash.
You know what I'm going to do, Ron, right now? I'm going to take back my statement that I just said. It was my best player is better than your best player. And your best player was better than my best player. You know why? I'm going to give you an example, Ron. Here's why I'm going to give you an example. So the last 47 seconds of that game, we got a three possession game, right? Mm-hmm. We got a 3 possession game. Neesmith runs right down the gut. Who's supposed to be blocking out? Mitchell. He runs right past him and dunks the ball on Mitchell. Okay, sure. They take the basketball out. Mitchell, offensive foul. They get the basketball back. We're on the free throw line. I'm here. You're here. Turner's here. And Allen's there. Who's responsible for the shooter? I'm on the free throw line. Mitchell, I'm responsible for the shooter. That's my job. Yo, I'm blocking out the shooter. Does he block the shooter out? No. Haliburton gets the ball back. Not only does he get the ball back, he is on Sam Merrill, who we all know has not covered. Ty Jerome, I'm sorry. He's on Ty Jerome, who the whole game was having a difficult time with Tyrese Haliburton. And I knew he was going to score as soon as he got the ball. I knew it. Tyrese, I knew he was going to score as soon as he got the ball. I didn't think he was going to hit a 3. I thought he was going to get downhill. But cracks the 3, game over. Now that I think about it, my best player was better than your best player last night.
Thank you. There you go. That's what we needed.
That I think about it, I don't even think Tyrese Haliburton was the Indiana Pacers' best player last night. I think it was Aaron Neesmith.
Haters is gonna hate.
I'm not hating. I'm stating.
No, Neesmith was amazing. Neesmith was amazing.
Down the stretch, who got that offensive foul?
Neesmith.
Who got that offensive rebound?
He got the putback as well. I mean,
put back that also shouldn't have counted. But
everybody played well for them. They had 6 players in double figures and 4 players that had 19 or more points.
Excuse me, Pascal Siakam exists.
He was not good.
Benedict Mathurin was really big.
Yes, he was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Siakam
I mean the Pacers
got a lot of depth, man.
Miles Turner was all right. Hold on, no. There were 2 very notable omissions from the Pacers. Were all good. That is Pascal Siakam, clearly,
he was not.
And Andrew Nembhard was not great last night. He was not good.
Didn't he have like 12 or 13 assists, something like that last night?
He struggled with turnovers quite a lot. I don't know how many he had, but
turnovers, defensive breakdowns, there was a lot. And I think Miles Turner could have been a little bit better, especially when they went to some of those small lineups. So, you know what? Credit to Hallie, but this was as much about the Cleveland Cavaliers losing that game in 100% proportion than it was about.
The Cavs capitulated.
I mean, you
100%.
100%, Ron.
Wait. Did they get walked down or did they just give it up?
They capitulated.
They give up 2 offensive rebounds and you give up a turnover in the last minute.
Yeah,
I think
the Pacers get credit for capitalizing on the Cavs capitulation.
Sure.
But the Cavs capitulated. That's what happens. They went to pieces.
Yeah, like
the Pacers executed perfectly out of.
Like I'm tired of changing a narrative about who players are based on wins and losses. Like if Chet Holmgren doesn't miss those free throws, what does that have to do with anything other than Chet Holmgren missing free throws?
Yeah, it makes him a
you know what I mean?
Are you insinuating there's a narrative on Haliburton?
Yeah. No, I'm saying
that what you're doing?
I'm saying that I'm not willing to just die because a team craters down the stretch. I'm not willing to. I'm not willing to anoint
because I think that while I do agree that Mathurin, Neesmith, they were great. I think this was also a big time moment from Haliburton hitting that game winner. He's been the 4th best player in isolation in the playoffs. If we're just measuring by points per possession. So I understand Ty Jerome's not a great defender, but Haliburton created that separation for that shot, and he hit a ton of buckets in the 4th quarter to get them to that point too. He scored easily. So I also think this was a testament to Haliburton and his clutch gene throughout the playoffs and how great he's been for the Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it with your eyes. Do you trust it?
Yes, I trust it.
Okay.
You don't trust Haliburton?
I don't think
You trust
that Bill Brown
Haliburton's self-creation down the
think this is
stretch
sweet.
against a championship level defense.
It depends on the type of switches that he gets. Absolutely, I trust it. That's
Okay.
what the Pacers offense is all about. But I think Haliburton, he's not the best isolation player or self-creator offensively for himself, but I think he elevates the entire team. When he's on the court, they have the second best offense rating in the league. And when he's off it, they have a bottom 10 offensive rating this year. So I trust how he can elevate that offense. And with the Pacers' depth and their supporting cast, I think the Pacers got a real shot to give whoever comes out of the second round in the Knicks and Celtics series a tough fight to get to the NBA Finals. I don't think the Cavaliers, with the injuries they've had, it's unfortunate that they have these amount of injuries, but the Pacers are also an elite level team. And I feel like because of the injuries, people are going to overlook how great they really are, because I thought even the Cavs fully healthy, this is going to be a tough series for them.
So, Joe, with the injuries that the Cavs had, they still had an opportunity to win that game yesterday. They did everything that was necessary for 47 minutes and 15 seconds to win that game yesterday. Max Strus shot the ball really well. Sam Merrill with the fades, he shot the ball really well. Ty Jerome was awful yesterday shooting the basketball. You as a rotation guy, we all know that when you come in the game, your job is a bucket getter. They do really miss Darius Garland. I'm not going to argue that. But I felt like Donovan Mitchell has proven to me up until 45 seconds left in that game, I could get us a game. He was showing me that I could get us a game up until that point. So the injuries, I don't think were that big of a deal, more than it was, because Mars, just so we clear, Mars, we got some people in the internet world, capitulating. You might want to give them a synonym for that, because there's some people that might be a little bit much for them. Just a little bit.
I hate to step in and interrupt this intense yap session that you're currently watching, but I just have to inform you on all the amazing, spectacular, fabulous, endless ways to play and win over at Prize Picks. Basketball fans, I know the season is just tipping off. Yes, I know this. But you know what that means? It means that you have an opportunity to pick your favorite players and their matchups that are the most thrilling, and you can win money from these. With Prize Picks, you can play daily NBA contests and test your hoop knowledge by choosing the player projections and every single stat line imaginable to make your Prize Picks and take home some nice hard-earned cash. Are you a rookie in the game? Don't even sweat it. I got the playbook for you right here. All you have to do is download Prize Picks, use promo code PANEL, and you will get $50 instantly when you play 5 here with Prize Picks. So what are you waiting for? Download Prize Picks, use promo code PANEL, and join me as we break down all of our amazing daily picks right here on the panel. Prize Picks. Run your game, control your game, win your game. It's easy, baby. It's easy.
They fell apart. Let's call it.
I was gonna say go into pieces, but fell
apart. They fell apart. And that's exactly what happened with Cleveland yesterday, Ron. I think Cleveland lost it more than Indiana won it. I think that they just went to pieces. Now, I will say this. It's not a coincidence that this is the third time that Indiana's been in this situation and they've capitalized on it. That's not a coincidence. I'm not gonna argue that, but I do think that Cleveland fell apart more than Indiana won.
Yeah, if your point is that you think Cavaliers blew it, I agree. Kenny Atkinson just won Coach of the Year yesterday, and they couldn't draw up the right amount of plays to get a good inbound. I thought Max Strus being the inbounder multiple times when he was clearly rattled was a mistake. The first one went on the sideline or on a out of bounds play, like at the end of the court, I felt like Max Strus, they had to call a timeout because he couldn't get it into anybody. And then on the sideline, like giving him the responsibility to make that pass again and throwing it to Ty Jerome and Nembhard just easily stealing it. I thought the Cavaliers collapsed down the stretch. Their rebounding was poor. Their defense was poor. And Indiana is the type of team that if you sleep for half a second, they're going to just score on you. Haliburton was able to score in like 3 seconds with a minute and some change left just because the Cavaliers weren't playing any defense. So I think the Cavaliers did blow it. You know, there's so many different things that they could have done right. And if one of those things go right, if Donovan Mitchell doesn't get an offensive foul, if they do inbound the ball, if they do get a rebound, the Pacers don't win this game.
But Joe, those are the things that go into you collapsing. And not only do they go into you collapsing, these are the fundamental things that we learn as ball players, as kids. So, for example, when who's taking the ball out? I want not Sam Merrill. I want to say Strus is taking the ball out in the fourth quarter, not on the sideline, but on the baseline after they score. Run the baseline. Not only run the baseline. I'm taught in the 8th grade how to get open. You go right to the man's chest and then you pop. Right? You go right to the man's chest and then you pop and then you ask for the basketball. Instead, Sam Merrill is, which is kind of interesting to me because Sam Merrill is a shooter and he knows how to get open as a shooter. So you would think that he would know how to get open just to get the basketball in an inbound, which I'm also having a difficult time with, Ron, because I don't understand why inbounds plays aren't more prevalent in the NBA, because I see a lot of teams throwing the ball inbounds and throwing the ball away, which is costing them games. These turnovers are a big deal. I just think Cleveland went the pieces down the stretch. I do.
Yeah. The only thing is, Talkox? Bob. Your mic kind of going in and out.
Yeah, your mic went in and out. We had you and then we didn't.
But
good,
I mean,
good.
You good. My thing is, like, we felt it right from the start of the third quarter. And like, Cleveland, it was going up and down. Cleveland got it up to like 17. But you could sense the Pacers were gonna come back. You knew they weren't just gonna.
I didn't
roll over
with you, Ron. I didn't.
Chill. All right. I'm gonna tell you why. Maybe you felt that way, or maybe somehow subconsciously you're convincing yourself that through like by way of hindsight. But
or
I'm gonna tell you,
that swiper thing.
Nah, I don't got those, bro. No, sir. I don't got that in my repertoire. But Ron. So the thing is, what I want to point out is that this is just a simple case of a team just writing them off. Like they were at the free throw line, I believe, with like 50 something seconds left in the game. Donovan Mitchell was in the crowd, hyping it up, like, yeah, the game was over. That's why they fell asleep. Neesmith got that tip duck at the free throw line. That's why he ended up under Neesmith like this, back all broke like this, because he busy. he busy in the crowd. That's why he wasn't expecting Neesmith to get up under him when he catches the ball full court, because he's asleep. He's in the locker room. He's celebrating already. This is
so he ain't even out here. So he ain't even out here.
D Mitch went crazy last night. He went berserk. He carried that squad without Mobley, without Garland, without Hunter, and respect to Max Strus and everybody else that did their thing. Jared Allen played great too, but he was having a party. He was done. He was already in the locker room. Haliburton, but the Pacers came and crashed his party. He was in the crowd. Next thing you know, he on the ground on his knees, back twisted, getting dunked on off a free throw tip dunk. Then he's got a pressure. I'm talking about forehead and chest. That's what I'll be talking about. Neesmith came up under him. Oh shit, they're still playing basketball. Boop. Game time.
Yeah, that was a terrible foul. That was a terrible sequence out of Donovan Mitchell.
That's the other fundamental thing we talk about. The triple threat position, ladies and gentlemen. Catch the ball, swing through. Nowhere do they teach me to swing through like this. Nowhere. I've never been taught that. To swing, when I get the ball, to swing through with your elbows like that. No, big men are taught to put the ball under their chin and make space. When I get the ball as a guard, I'm taught to swing through, rip through, not swing through like this. That's an awful offensive foul. Awful.
With your whole body, your hip and shoulders got to go with you, right?
That's awful.
But chill. So that happens, and then from there, it's just like the Indiana Pacers get a spark right there. They get a spark. The basketball gods blessed them. Then Tyrese Haliburton went up there and made the free throw. Mm-hmm. Boom, put it exactly where it needed to be, and was right where the ball was coming. Got the ball, and it was just from there. I'm watching it like, oh shit, what's happening? That ball left his hand. I know all 6 of y'all knew that shit was going to the bottom of the net.
As soon as he got the ball, I knew he was going to score. As soon as he got the ball, I I knew it.
So are you guys out on the Cavaliers now? You think they're not coming back, or you give them a chance still?
We just saw the last game in Cleveland. We'll see them next season. We ain't coming back to Cleveland.
You think they're
This series
getting
is over.
swept?
Come on.
I think this series is over.
I don't agree.
Fuck that talk,
This is
Chill.
over. This
No
series
way,
is done.
Hey,
They
no,
just-
look.
They just
Chill
have a
has
little,
new
have a little
information.
faith. Chill, have a little faith in the
Let
case.
Chill have new information.
and I
No,
got
Chill can think what he thinks. He thinks they're getting swept. I don't agree, but I also I
Are the
don't
other
know
dudes
what the
coming back,
health
Mark?
situation. I don't know what the health situation of anyone is. Like I think
Okay.
that's a big deal. We can
So-
ignore it and like be like, oh yeah, it doesn't really matter.
So to your
I
point,
think it
Mars,
matters. I think
So-
it matters.
so
If
to
they're
your point,
back,
Mars,
I think it's different.
Mobley's got the ankle injury. I don't know how serious it is, but Mobley's got the ankle injury. As you know, Darius Garland, he's got a toe injury, which is in football like turf toe. It's incredibly painful, ridiculously painful what he has. I don't know what's going on with DeAndre Hunter, to be honest. With you.
He has a thumb injury.
Okay, so I think that's on his shooting hand, if I'm not mistaken. I do.
Oh, yeah.
I think that-
Is it broke?
no, it's not. So with that being said, Mars, so I just want to give you that information. I want you to keep going.
Ox, the
If-
thumb is an important part of your
Bro,
body.
I don't want to hear that shit, bro. This is
If
the
they're
playoffs.
if they're back,
I've spent the whole season. Now, mind you, I wasn't playing in the NBA, so you know what I'm saying. That's the difference. I've spent the whole season. You know what they do? I ain't gonna show y'all my feet. You know what I'm saying? But like, okay, so imagine this is my foot. They got what they got to do is they tape it around at the bottom of the heel, tape your toe in it. What it does is pulls the toe out and keeps it straight.
Right.
Oh yeah.
This is the playoffs.
Yeah,
This is
but
the
incredibly
playoff.
but his thumb hurts.
It's incredibly
Well, no,
painful.
I'm talking about the
not
turf
gonna
toe. I'm talking about the turf toe. one.
Yeah,
His
I
thumb
think
with
the
the thumb-
toughest thing
with
with
the-
Garland though is
I
like
don't know. I don't know about
he
the
got
thumb.
that injury, but as a smaller guard, he's gonna get hunted on defense relentlessly, and he needs his speed and quickness to make those sudden movements, like shifts and stops. I just feel like with that injury, that's why I was concerned about the Cavaliers once I heard that report, because it seems like the Cavaliers are very concerned about that Garland injury. I think that the Pacers have a major advantage now, obviously taking 2 in Cleveland. I think they probably will win the series. I don't know about getting swept though, OG, because the way that Donovan Mitchell played, I think you get a better Todd Jerome performance in game 3, albeit he
can't
was
be
terrible
worse.
in game 2. It really can't be
Yeah,
worse.
it can. 0 for 15.
It can maybe. But I think the Cavaliers aren't going to go down just yet. I mean, they were so great in the regular season that
Yep.
I just feel like the worst string of events had to happen for them because they played everything right. They didn't play their players that many minutes in the regular season.
Yep.
Donovan Mitchell played like 30 to 31 minutes per game. The starting lineup was amongst the least amount of minutes in terms of all the starters in the league. Like they did everything right to be healthy for this moment, and they collapsed and they just fell apart with injuries.
So the game that you got out of Donovan Mitchell yesterday, I'm confident that I'm not going to see anything like that. I'm going to see some good games out of Donovan Mitchell. I doubt I'm going to get 48 to 50 again. I doubt
You
that.
could see
very
like
seriously.
35 though. I could see that.
I can see. I can see.
stopping him?
I can.
He makes some threes. He can damn near break the record the way.
What was he? I think he was 1 for 7 yesterday at the long ball.
He can't make it through.
If
But-
Darius Garland's not there, Donovan Mitchell can absolutely go for 40 again.
Who's stopping him? Chill. Like there's
None of these
nothing on the
dudes. I don't-
there's nothing
absolutely
on the
do.
interior for the Pacers that's stopping him. Obi Toppin, no chance. Pascal Siakam,
But the difference, Ben,
might as well
is-
not be there.
The difference with not just Donovan Mitchell or Obi Toppin, I mean, the difference is that they didn't do as good enough job stopping them neither. I mean, don't forget the Cavs was up 20 yesterday. It wasn't like that. This was a nip and tuck game the entire game. They were up 20. You know, Miles Turner at the long ball line, getting them back in the game. Obi Toppin knocking down timely threes, them getting timely stops. I can't solely rely on Donovan Mitchell throughout the course of this series. I think they smoked them in game 3. I do. I think Indiana smokes them in game 3. I don't think they beat them. I think they destroyed them in game 3.
Sure, they just showed yesterday, to your point, they were up 20. They just showed yesterday that they can get up on this team. So
Yes,
But
they
I-
did.
You know
At
what that's
home.
also a case of too,
At
though.
home.
The same thing you said with the last 50 seconds when Donovan Mitchell was in the crowd and they were celebrating and stuff.
yeah.
The Pacers looking like they walking into the game laughing, giggling, kiki and ha-ha.
Why would they be doing
Darius
that? Why
Darius
would they be
Garland's
doing
not
that?
playing tonight. Evan Mobley's
Yeah,
not
right.
playing tonight.
Right.
DeAndre Hunter's not playing tonight. They like, man, this is about to be a cakewalk. We just beat y'all in game 1. Now Evan Mobley and DeAndre Hunter's not there. They like,
So
oh, yeah.
but Ron, are you saying that because of something you've seen before the game, or like in the locker room or something? Or are you just assuming by the way they came out? Because
Yeah,
I want to give Rick
in the
Carlisle.
locker room. I can't.
I want to give Rick Carlisle more respect than that. A coach that's been in the game for decades. I want to give him more respect and allowing his team to be lollygagging and thinking that type of thought process.
We
before
just
a game
saw
like
it.
They did do that, Ox.
I'm
saying what? No, you why?
why?
Because y'all think they came out flat. That doesn't mean that they were playing them cheap. That doesn't mean they were playing them cheap. That means that they came out. That means they came out missing shots or making bad passes or whatever.
Balls.
That doesn't.
They got beat to rebounds. They
Ox,
were slow with the basketball.
Okay, I understand what you're
saying,
saying, and you can make that correlation if you want to.
They
But
were
that's
down
all
with 20.
that's all speculation. And I just want to put that out there. That's all speculation. You can't say just because they were getting beat to lose balls, maybe they're just faster than them.
They weren't faster than them. They
No,
weren't faster
they
than them in
weren't
game
faster
one.
than game one.
No, they weren't faster than them. Not only were they not faster than them in game one, Ox,
Come on,
there's a mentality in the playoffs, not just in the playoffs, but there's a mentality when you know that the other team is down bad. So you're missing three of your crucial players. You're missing your starting lead guard, you're missing your best defensive player, and your best rotation player. They thought that they were going to walk into Cleveland yesterday and just smoke those dudes. And then they realized that they had a fight on their hands. And it didn't happen until later on in the game. They 100% came out flat. And I
just feel like people got more respect for Donovan Mitchell than that. Like, I just think people got a little more respect for Donovan Mitchell than that.
You make it like that happens though.
They got it. They just came out on them, bro. Like,
well,
this ain't that big a deal because I can't prove it or not. I just want to point that out there. Like, I just don't want to assume. I want to give Rick Carlisle a little more respect than that.
And also too, like to your point, Max Strus came out going crazy.
Yes,
I don't think nobody predicted that. Dean Wade was playing good.
Damn.
All of these guys was hooping. Like you mentioned, Jared Allen, Ty Jerome didn't really show up, but Sam Merrill showed up. Like these guys was hooping. Donovan Mitchell was out of his mind. So like they like you know the Mike Tyson quote. The Cavs came out and punched them in the mouth.
Mm-hmm. And I also think too that when you don't have, and I hope I don't sound like I'm repeating myself, but when you don't have three of your best players, the other guys know that I'm not looking over my shoulder now. So Max Strus knows that he's got to play. No matter what he does in terms of mistakes or missed shots, he's got to be on the floor, right? Sam Merrill knows that he's going to be on the floor tonight. So I think there's a level of confidence that he has, knowing that I'm only going to be out here for 20 minutes tonight because we got other rotation guys. No. These guys aren't here. So because these guys aren't here, I'm way more prepared to play tonight, and I'm ready to get it on because I know that I'm going to get more shots. I know I'm going to be on the floor longer. I know I'm going to have the ball in my hands. I know I'm going to be able to make more plays tonight just off the strength of me being out here. So I think there's a level of confidence that these other guys have, and I can't leave out the fact, Ox, that we're at home. So the energy is different. It's different being on the road where you got that crowd, where the crowd isn't behind you, and you're listening to a whole bunch of other stuff. But when you're at home, and I know I'm going to be on the floor, I know I'm going to get more shots, I know I'm going to be involved in more plays, I think there's a level of confidence that those other guys had last night that they wouldn't have had otherwise.
I think this goose was cooked like 6 minutes ago when Ox said what he said. Now we're just overcooking it. What happened was one team kept playing. That's it. That's all it was.
It really is.
One team stopped playing. The other team decided, I'm going to keep playing. And, it came down to one player specifically on that team, Andrew Nembhard. Sorry, not Andrew Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith, having that sort of belief of we can close this gap. We can close 7 points in 1 minute. And you know what? Credit to them. They had to take it. But the Cavaliers had to assist them. And so I don't know what the Cavaliers do going now into Indiana down 0-2, knowing they fought so hard all season. All season, they dominated the East. All season, they fought for those wins. And just like that, you're 0-2. You haven't just lost home court. You now 2 in the hole, right? So
you got to go to Indiana and win twice, by the way, to get that home floor advantage back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to win twice. So the version of the Cavaliers I see in the quarter one of game 3 is going to tell me everything I need to know about who this team is. Healthy, not healthy, doesn't matter. You got to fight, you got to claw, and you got to respect your opponent, right? Now, it's funny how sometimes these stories that we hear as children really, really come back toward us in the hair. You remember it?
Yep.
Man, I remember that every single day when I see a team blow a lead like this. The other thing I would say is appropriate fear. Greg Popovich used to talk about this all the time with the
I
Spurs.
love that.
You do not need to be afraid of your opponent, but you must have an appropriate level of fear for your opponent, which means when you look up at the clock and it's 1 minute left and you're up 7, you must have the appropriate fear that if we completely cook ourselves here, if we throw the ball over and give up offensive rebounds, we can still lose this game. It's too much confidence.
Also, think about who they have, right? Think about who Indiana has. I love Aaron Nesmith. Okay, so who is Aaron Nesmith? He's an undrafted guy. And
I think he was a top 15 pick.
Was he?
Yeah, by the Celtics. He got drafted.
I know he was with the Celtics. I don't remember him getting drafted, but I do remember him sitting on the bench with the Celtics. I apologize. My fault.
He was on the bench with the Celtics.
Yeah, I do remember him sitting, and it wasn't because he couldn't play. It was because the Celtics were loaded. That was the problem.
He came out of Vanderbilt.
Yeah, he came out of Vanderbilt, right?
And
he was a lottery
right.
pick. 100% flew under the radar.
An interesting fact is that the Celtics in that draft, they drafted Nesmith and they drafted Desmond Bane in the first round, but they traded Desmond Bane to the Grizzlies, and Nesmith just never played.
Yes,
for them, because he played poorly when he was on the court.
Right, they were loaded. So if you look at who Nesmith is as a player, Nesmith is not going to stop playing until the buzzer, no matter what it is. He's not. So when you got guys like Nesmith, like Nembhard, you have to end them. If you don't, you're going to get the result that you had. I didn't even, to be honest with you, Ox, when you said that, I didn't think about that Donovan Mitchell really thought that the game was over with 47 seconds instead of ending it.
Yeah. He was interacting with the crowd, too.
Instead of ending it, he's out there, getting the crowd hyped, not realizing that, we still got a ball game going on. This game is not over. This game is not over. No, it isn't. And we've seen them come back from leads like this.
Are the Cavaliers walking into Indiana as the better team? Are they the better team? Or you still feel they're the better team?
Not right now.
Yes,
not right now.
I think they're the better team. Yes.
From a talent standpoint, Mars?
I think they're the better basketball team.
Without the 3 people that they're missing, though. Are they still the better team? All that depth.
Okay, everyone hurt. I think they're close to equal. I'll probably give Indiana the edge.
Wow. Okay.
Because
so that's the gap between these 2 teams. The gap between these 2 teams is 2.
Yeah, I think the Cavs are a lot better team. I also think they lost last night, but last night they were the better team. They just folded in the last minute of the game. They showed they could beat this team. They were comfortably winning the game, and it took capitulation for them to lose. Yeah. And once again, you give Indiana credit for capitalizing on a team throwing it away, but I don't subscribe to the idea that now the Cavs have no chance of beating this team in one game.
While I agree with you that the Cavaliers
game 3 is it does depend on how the Cavs are built mentally. Are they mentally strong enough to not go to pieces because they're down 2-0? If they aren't, then this series will be over quickly. If they are mentally tough and they are willing to fight through that adversity, yes, I think this is still a series. I think the Cavs can win game 3. Now the issue is they can't even afford a split because they split. They're down 3-1. They have to win both in Indiana, and I think they know that. But I also think they're capable of doing that. Like I don't think the series is over. I think last night they showed they are capable of beating this team if they play a full 48-minute game. Right. It's just they didn't play a full 48-minute game. They wanted to play for 47 minutes. And unfortunately, when you're down, you're down, you can't play for 47 minutes. You have to play for 50 minutes, really, to give yourself that 2 minutes of leeway. So, like, they just didn't give you enough of what they are capable of doing. But I think,
I also feel like it's fair to say that the Pacers really didn't play their best game yesterday either.
It's very rare that a team plays their best game in the playoffs. It's very rare.
I don't think they
got to win the game.
I think Haliburton can be so much better. I think Siakam can be so much better.
Absolutely.
I think Turner and Nesmith, I think all of them can be better. So the thing is that based on what you've seen, not just yesterday, but also in game 1, right? It's like we've seen two games now. And I think it'd be fair to say the Pacers have kind of won 5 of those quarters and 2 of those games.
I don't know the scores in the quarters, but yeah, they've won 2 of both games, yeah.
Moss, outside of SGA doing what he did in game 1, how much better can Oklahoma City play than they played in game 1 against Memphis? Because they were awesome.
In game 1 against Memphis?
They were awesome.
Yeah, I don't know how much better they could have played. I'd have to rewatch the game and like you just
because
nitpicking. But Shea would be the obvious one. Shea could have been better,
right,
but they won by 7. So.
Because I heard what you said when you said it's very rare, which means that teams do play their best games.
Yeah, some teams do play.
It's
with
just
their best
rare,
game,
right? It is just rare, but it goes back to what we were talking about with playing better and being a better player. Well, I think that same logic holds with playing better and being a better team. I think Indiana's playing better right now than the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they do have a better unit, but as a unit, Indiana is playing better.
So
I think the Pacers played better in game one. I think
you guys think the series is over.
No, not all of it. I think it is. Mars doesn't think the series is over.
I don't think it's over.
I don't think
Chill's the only one who thinks it's over. Chill's the only one.
I don't think we coming
because
back.
No, Ron
No.
thinks
Ron, but he's the host. He doesn't count. He's the host.
I feel like the Cavaliers haven't had a good 3-point shooting game yet. In game one, they were terrible, and in game two, they shot 28% from three. I think if Mitchell starts hitting some of those threes, he's still getting downhill like he can. I think the Cavaliers, it's not an anomaly for a team to win 2 road games after being down 0-2. I feel like
Denver just did it last year.
Yeah, and we saw it with the
Denver
Clippers down 0-2 against Dallas when Luka torched them and went up 2 games to 0. So I don't feel like it's out of the realm of possibility. And I do think the Cavaliers look like the much better team. I think the Pacers had a really slow start in the first quarter where they were just awful. They shot 12% from 3. But in the fourth quarter, the Cavaliers shot 28% from the field, and they had 5 turnovers.
Sure.
So, the Pacers outplayed them when it mattered the most, and I felt like that's where they made their comeback. And even with the Cavs being up 7, they had to have a lot of mental lapses in order for the Pacers to end up winning that game. So I can't rule out the Cavaliers just yet. And I do think if they get more reinforcements back, Mobley, Hunter, maybe Garland plays, that increases their chances as well. I'm still kind of holding out some hope that at least one of those 3 or 2 of those 3 are going to play in game 3.
Now, Joe, the thing that I'm concerned with, to your point, is how they're losing. Like, it'd be one thing if they were losing and Indiana was just handling them, or it'd be one thing if they were losing if Cleveland was up and Cleveland was just handling them. The way that they're closing games out, that's my biggest issue right now with Cleveland, that they're not playing the full 48 minutes. Well, now we're going on the road. We're going to be in a hostile environment. It's going to be, I think the whistle's going to be different in Indiana than it was in Cleveland. I don't know why that is. It's always been like that in the playoffs. The whistle's going to be a lot different. I think rotation players are going to play a lot different in Indiana than they played in Cleveland. So with that being said, can Cleveland hold on? And Indiana's logic playing against Cleveland is, we know that even if they do throw us in the hole, all we got to do is keep playing. They're going to let us back in. And once they let us back in, now we have a nip and tuck game. All we have to do is keep doing what we're doing. So that's the biggest issue that I have with Cleveland right now. It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. The player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.